Hello everyone, this is Vandy the Chronicler from Greenfire Games, here with a special unboxing. It's the title they gave me. Mike thrust it on me. They wouldn't let me have the Defiler like I wanted.
I prefer Michelangelo.
But anyway, Legend of the Five Rings is coming out tomorrow from Fantasy Flight Games. Long-awaited reboot of the collectible card game that was made by AEG, I believe, back in the day. It stopped, and now Fantasy Flight is giving it the Netrunner treatment, as well as the Arkham Horror treatment with the living card game format. So no boosters, which is always a great thing. This is the standard starter box, retails for $39.99 MSRP, I believe. Mike? Okay.
I can't see.
Alright. So we're going to pop this open. Comes in the standard box. Fantasy Flight game seems to... Oh, there's the Mansions of Madness advertisement in every Fantasy Flight game at this point. I really do need to play that at some point. Learn to Play guide, which is handy because I don't know if anyone out there has been keeping up with this. I actually did get to play this at the Alliance Open House. There are a lot more steps to this game than you'd assume from a standard card game. Like Netrunner seemed like it had a lot to it. This game actually has multiple phases. It has a kind of a gambling mechanic built into it, a lot of bluffing. There's multiple ways to win.
But at the same time, once you get to play a couple rounds, you get the hang of it real fast.
Oh yeah, and there are a lot of great how to play videos out there, and I mean, we might actually do one, I'd imagine, once we kind of delve into it, because actually when I got to play it against one of the Fantasy Flight team, I'd say about maybe 2 turns in, I understood what I was doing pretty easily. So, Learn to Play guide, always handy in these, and as with any Fantasy Flight game, tokens. Lots and lots of tokens. Got the eponymous 5 rings. Those actually do come into play. They're 2-sided, which we'll see in a moment. You also have your Fate tokens and your Honor tokens. So this game does have a couple different ways to win. And, of course, a fat stack of cards. 2 fat stacks of cards. Yeah, I'll have Mike open that while we bust these open. And the honored and dishonored cards, which is another mechanic in the game. So let's crack these open. These, I believe, are the Dynasty cards. Forgive me if I am wrong. So these are essentially going to represent... Oh, wait, hold on. Ah, my mistake. Let me get these out really quick. So this side, you'll have your stronghold cards. These are going to represent the actual strongholds that you choose at the beginning of your game, and that's going to determine the amount of fate you get and also the abilities you get as well. This is essentially your home base of operations and what you want to defend. It's your opponent's job to break through and crack the stronghold. Of course, you can do the same thing to him. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, wait, no, overshot it. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get 7 stronghold cards in there. Each one looks like it offers a different way to play. So those are great. These appear to be some reaction interrupt cards. That's the thing. There's a lot of different types of cards, and these are going to make up a bulk of your deck because you actually use 2 decks in this game from what I've seen. You have the Dynasty deck, and then you have the Conflict deck, which is going to represent the hand of cards that you play. So, man, I don't even want to imagine how many there are in here, though it does look like they separate after a point. Got different types of cards you can play, different, provinces, and those are going to be another part of the game. You get quite a number of these. Provinces are going to represent basically your home territory, and the goal you can do is you can actually crack these as well in order to get in, and you can gain some different victories such as political, military.
I want to point out that we do have a comment from Lucas Kobe.
Oh no.
The one day I get too lazy to go to the shop.
Well, Lucas, that's what you get. It's very dishonorable. And of course, all your different clans are represented in here. That is going to be, I think, the fun thing about this game is that now I'm new to L5R. I know Lucas Kobe, who you heard me mention on the stream. He was an OG player of the actual AEG collectible card game, but this is going to be a great jumping on point, it seems, for many of us. This has the different clans, so you have the Scorpion Clan, the Crane Clan, the Dragon Clan, the Lion Clan. These guys are actually the ones I got to play at the Alliance Open House. It's a lot of fun. Thank you again for Andy from the Fantasy Flight team for teaching me to play. We bonded over sharing the same name. And you also have the Phoenix Clan. Man, there's way more to this than I thought. It's very exciting. And the faction I'm leaning towards, the Unicorn Clan. Now, I did realize, I think I might have skipped one, because wasn't the Crab Clan supposed to be in here as well?
Yes.
Ah, wait. Oh, my mistake. This is the Crab Clan, this is the Scorpion Clan. So all 5 clans, is it 5?
7.
7, jeez. Alright, so all the clans are represented, and it looks like they give you more than enough. Now keep in mind, that was just one part of the box.
Here is...
Ah!
I'll get the cards out of there for you while you're looking at
While Mike's doing that. So this is another little thing. This is one of the things that really stuck out to me. As I said, this game does have some gambling and some bluffing mechanics built into it, which is really cool. And one of the ways you determine how you draw your card is you and your opponent, essentially, you secretly bet how many cards you want to draw. And this dial goes from 1 to 5, so you have to pick 1 to 5. Now the unique thing is you and your opponent both have one of these. And the difference between them is how much of the honor tokens you have to give to your opponent. So if you really want draw power, you can always go for 5. But if your opponent decides to just go for 1, you have to give them 5 of your honor tokens. And I believe you start off with 12. I could be wrong on that. And if you lose all of your honor, you lose the game. So you do have to be careful as far as... it's a game of resource management as well as political attacking, defending, and everything along those lines. Did you by chance break open the 5 rings themselves?
Here is...
Ah, here's the other deck. I believe this is gonna... Oh! These are always nice. You get... These are the favor cards. Those I didn't get to do too much. You do get some quick reference cards, which are always useful in these kind of games. 2-sided, explains the phases on one side. And the other side is going to explain the effects of the 5 rings when you actually go to use them, as well as some just general ideas as far as political, military, kind of help keep it. So those are going to be very handy to keep with.
The favor card.
It's double-sided, I saw.
So it's either going to give you +1 to combat or +1 to diplomacy.
Because buffing seems to be a big part of this, and that's where... let's go through. Here, give me one moment just to get these. Looking very forward to going through the different clans. Now, we actually have someone who is eager to play the game watching the unboxing video. Kevin, you are looking to play the Lion Clan, correct?
Yes, along with the Dragon Clan.
Oh, you're doing 2 clans.
Yes.
I have to ask Lucas Kobe, since I know he's watching, what clan have you decided on? I believe me and you are kind of both leaning towards Unicorn, but I wasn't sure if that was just you saying you wanted it because I wanted it, or if you know.
I believe the last time we talked about it, he said he's going to make a deck for each of the clans.
That sounds about right. Yes, that is one key thing to note about this game. So the start of the starter box gives enough for 2 players to start playing, as far as I understand. To get enough copies to make essentially what I would call a tournament-ready deck, where you have all the neutral cards, multiple cards, you do have to purchase 3 of the core boxes.
2 to 3, or
2 to 3?
At least each person getting a core box, and then other people going in and splitting core boxes.
That does interest me, because I might look into doing that with a few people here. I know we do have some people who are going in for all 3, but I mean, it looks like you still get plenty to work with out of the box. So that's Fantasy Flight did that with the Arkham Horror card game, and it wasn't too bad of a... I mean, I love that game, so for me it wasn't too bad.
Lucas Kobe says Unicorn Clan and a little bit Crane.
Okay. Interesting. Very, very majestic.
Yep.
Not a word I typically associate with Lucas Kobe. Cunning and maybe Cutthroat might be one of them. I've played Commander with him. So anyway, back to the unboxing. And these are another interesting little mechanic the game has, Honored and Dishonored. Throughout the game, when you engage in combat and you have your different character cards that are featured in the conflict deck out there, such as the Adept of Shadows, the Unassuming Yojimbo. Man, you have a lot to work with, as I said. You can equip them with weapons, such as you have a fine katana. You can shame people. That's a fun card to actually play. Essentially, as you put out your characters who are going to attempt, they have a political value, and they have a military value because you can approach different ways. You can do military might, political might. Throughout that, you can buff and debuff enemies by honoring them or dishonoring them. And what that's going to do is you actually subtract this number, the glory marker, you subtract that or add it to their stats depending on if they're honored or dishonored. An example of how that works is when I was in my demo game, I was up against, I was the Lion Clan. I believe I was up against the Crane Clan. Might not have been Crane Clan, but I know dishonoring my opponent actually ended up letting me break through and getting a province, all due to timing. So the game does have a lot of those kind of magic sensibilities you see, where you're looking at timing, managing your hand, but of course you also have different factors in. So I'm very excited to see how this is going to play in a competitive tournament format. I know they have run a few of those at Gen Con. So yeah, you got your multiple conflict cards, different things to help. You have warriors, you have courtiers, you have weaponry to equip your enemy, your guardians with. Man, tons upon tons of stuff to work with. So even though this is a one box, you still feel it still seems like you get enough to work with. And what do we have here?
In the rulebook here, they have a kind of a breakdown of each of the 7 clans and who they are in terms of the narrative and the lore, and little sidebars showing the strategy of how to actually play that particular clan, because each clan has completely different ways that they play the game.
Well, because it's an asymmetrical game for the most part. Like, not every clan. Well, yes and no, but I mean
you're still trying to do the same thing, but everyone does it differently.
Exactly, because I know, like, the Scorpion clan, they're very underhanded, and they're more assassins, mercenaries, and stuff like that. The Lion clan was very military-focused and very honorable, at least from my experience. And then you also have the Crab clan. I believe they're, like, just full-blown attack, right?
More defense, actually.
Defensive? That would make sense. I don't know why I thought of that.
In the story, what it is they kind of man this wall that
you did tell me about that.
Separates Rakugan from the Tainted Land. So all these demons are trying to get in, and they keep them out. So you get, it's one thing to be a warrior, but a great hero for the Crab Clan could also be a civil engineer.
That might actually make me want to go Crab Clan then. I don't know.
They're pretty cool.
I mean, crabs are pretty cool. So very exciting, because I know the lore was always a big part of this game, because now I can't remember if Fantasy Flight has said anything, but I know with the collectible card game, the results of tournaments actually affected the story of the game. They're doing the same thing, I believe, because wasn't
they have it all listed out on their organized play section on their website.
Yes, very exciting, because I know we're planning on doing some organized play events here. And then what these are, not to get too far off topic.
By the way, this game is available. It comes out tomorrow, and here at the store at Greenfire Games, we're doing a midnight release tonight.
I'm picking up my copy tonight. I'm actually very excited about this. I enjoyed Netrunner. I do feel like I got into it a little too late, though I know they are still pushing the game. But I do love the aesthetic. I love the design. The artwork's beautiful.
I love this dial.
The dial was really cool. Like, when I was first looking at the game, I was kind of like, oh man, there's an X-Wing style dial. There's tokens everywhere. There's... Oh, and the eponymous 5 rings. I'm sorry. So throughout the game, when you go to when you go to try and take provinces, you get to essentially use these 5 rings. They're double-sided, one to represent military, the other to represent political. And what happens is when you go to take a province, if you are successful in taking that province and you did it through the way you attempted to, like let's say I want to take your province and I want to do it by political, and I have a political victory, that triggers the effect. Every ring has a different effect. So this is the air ring. So when that triggers, the attacking player takes 1 honor token from his or her opponent or gains 2 honor. So knowing when to do these and how to do them can essentially alter how the game is played, because the Earth. Attacking player draws 1 card from his or her conflict deck and discards 1 card at random from his or her opponent's hand. So landing one of these, political or military, can really put you in an advantageous position or a disadvantageous position depending on how it happens. You got air, earth, fire, water, and void.
You know, one of the really interesting things about this game is the fact that you actually make 2 different decks.
Yes, you have the conflict deck and the dynasty deck, correct?
Province. Yes, sorry, you're right. Dynasty deck.
Okay, I was watching some playthrough videos because I kind of wanted to get an idea. But yeah, you have 2 different decks, and you have your honor and your fate tokens, and of course your dial. So that's kind of a new... It's kind of similar to Netrunner in a sense, where you had to have a corporation deck, but you also had to have a runner deck, except in this case, you're making 2 decks for your clan. Like, you're not making 2 decks to play at 2 different times. You're going to have those 2 decks with you at one time. So double-sided.
Was there only the 1 rule book?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah. The Learn to Play book has everything you need in it.
The Learn to Play book, a lot of times for Fantasy Flight, we're seeing 2 to 3 rule books. It looks like their Learn to Play, they've combined that with their normal rules reference. But there's also some lore sections in here.
I like that, because I know with Arkham sometimes it can get kind of annoying when we have to look at the...
You have to figure out which book you're supposed to
yeah, the rules reference. Not that it was, so awful to have to look at 2 books, but it was still kind of a pain. So I really like the way the game looks. Once again, all the artwork on the cards is beautiful. They all have that very Eastern-influenced, very wispy... A lot of it kind of looks like the murals you will see... Trying to think of murals you see in different art museums, different restaurants. I know Sushi Time down the street has a few wonderfully similar drawn pieces of artwork. So this is Legend of the Five Rings. You can say 1 core box is $40. Gets you enough, it looks like, for you and a friend to start playing right away.
And this coming Sunday, we're having our first event, the launch event, which we have some real interesting stuff that came in the organized play kit. So make sure you head on out for that, because...
we'll also be here to teach you how to play if you're someone who just wants to know, because I can guarantee quite a few people in the store right now are interested, and I would love to see this game grow and really get it, because there's also the L5R RPG is coming out alongside this, correct?
Yep.
So,
they're launching the beta.
Okay, the beta of the...
it looks like it's going to be using the Genesis system.
Nice. So
I'm sure that we'll find out more tomorrow when they actually launch the beta document.
So yeah, L5R looks like it's going to be another big push from Fantasy Flight, who's already got a pretty large number of successful IPs that they've been using, such as the Arkham Files and Star Wars, of course, with Legion coming out next year.
Yeah, make sure to head on over to our website. It's greenfiregames.net, and check out our event calendar. If you're able to make it into any of our events, please do. I'm putting that up right now in the description.
I was going to say, is someone talking bad about me?
And we will also be doing a few more things with this game, video-wise. We'll have a few playthrough videos. We'll definitely have a Learn to Play video. And hopefully, as we start getting our events bigger and bigger, we can start live streaming some important events for this.
I would love to announce matches for this, because I love the fact that there are so many moving parts to it and different ways. Like, the whole honor system's really awesome. The whole fact you can win just by being a pure militaristic, army marching through is awesome. And yeah, it looks like it kind of combines a lot of different factors of different Fantasy Flight games.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel if you are not already, to stay updated on everything we're doing with this game. And check out our Patreon page when you get a chance.
And of course, any comments, questions, concerns, anything you'd like to see us do different or better, please don't be shy. Let us know.
All right, everyone, you have a good one.